Here's my full and completely honest review of the new Huel flavor of chocolate peanut butter.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's up, Freccero fam? Welcome back to my channel. We'd like to experience everything that life has to offer. Let's jump right into this. I just purchased this new Huel product, Huel Black, the chocolate peanut butter flavor. Excited to try it out. They haven't really released a new flavor in a while. And I want to stress, this is going to be a very honest review. I've not tried it out yet. I'm going to be doing a live taste test, live on camera. I bought this with my own money, so I'm going to be very honest. If I don't like it, you will know. If I do like it, you'll also know as well. Before we do the live taste test, what exactly is Huel? I want to start here in case you've never heard of it. Basically, Huel is powdered food. I'm on the site right now. Years ago, I actually did an experiment where I lived on only Huel for an entire month. This is a complete meal replacement supplement that all you do is take 2 scoops of this powder, put it in water, shake it up in the blender or in a blender bottle or your water bottle or whatever. That's an entire 400 calorie meal right there. With that being said, let's look at the nutritional facts and of course the price. So when we go here on the site, there's a few different products, by the way. When it comes to powdered meals, there is Huel White and Huel Black and Essential. The main difference, I'm gonna be honest, Essential is more of a cheaper version with some of the bare bones. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Essential. The main two are Huel White and Huel Black. The biggest difference is Huel Black, which is by far my favorite one. That's the only product I really buy, has less carbs and more protein. To be more specific, there's 40 grams of protein per serving when it comes to Huel Black. That is a lot better, and I'm not gonna lie, for a lot of people, that might sound like a lot, but if you're replacing an entire meal, you want a lot of protein, even if you don't work out. I'm gonna go to Huel Black. I'm gonna go here. You can see they have the subscribe and save option. Let's go to just one time. If I go here, you can see it's $56.30 for one bag. In each bag, there's 17 servings or 17 meals, and it's $3.31 per meal. That is cheaper than most coffees. Like a coffee now in LA is like $4 or $5. So for less than the price of a cup of coffee, you have a 400 calorie, 40 gram protein, really healthy meal. And as you can see here, when I go up, I have the chocolate peanut butter pulled up already. I'm gonna go to nutrition and ingredients to chocolate peanut butter. This is how it looks when you look at the nitty gritty. We have 29 grams of carbs for one serving. One serving is 2 scoops, so there's 17 servings per container, like I already mentioned. 400 calories, 16 grams of total fat. We have about 450 milligrams of sodium, 10 grams of dietary fiber, only 3 grams of sugar, which is actually very, very good, 40 grams of protein, and then a lot of different macro and micronutrients, plus a lot of other stuff like omega-3 fatty acids, MCTs, or medium chain triglycerides. We have probiotics and a lot more. Let me just say, in general, that when it comes to Huel, when it comes to everything that's in Huel, is a nutritionally complete meal, super healthy for you, high in protein and vitamins, macronutrients, micronutrients, all the stuff that the body needs. And again, only for $3.31 per meal, or if you do the subscribe and save option, it does save you some money. And for here, it's only $2.65 per meal. All right, with that all being said, let's get into the main point of this video, the main reason why you're probably watching it, the live taste test. My blender bottle right here, already filled it with water. Also, a side note, I now only use metal blender bottles. I do try to avoid microplastics if I can. I know it's a huge hot topic right now, but anyway, got some water. So let's do this. Kind of curious, I'm not gonna lie, because when it comes to my favorite flavors, I might as well mention these as I'm doing this. I do like chocolate and banana. Those are the main two that I order. Sometimes I might get coffee caramel because it also has caffeine in it, but typically, honestly, banana and chocolate. That's my main two. The peanut butter flavor, the original one was okay. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one is as chocolate peanut butter. So first off, let me smell it. Smells good. Actually smells pretty good. Okay, let's see. Next thing, it's always the most annoying part of any bag, getting the scoop. As a side note for my Hueligans, as people who are obsessed with Huel, back in the day, they did not include the scooper with the bag. You had to buy it separately. Now they do in every new Huel bag, so I have to do this whole move of trying to find the scoop. Oh, there it is. Okay, all right, a little bit easier than normal. I'm not gonna lie, the one thing that's kind of annoying about Huel can be kind of messy. There's gonna be like powder everywhere, so I'm trying to do this in like a clean way. All right, so we got one scoop. It looks like this. Casey Crisp, we got 1 scoop. So let me put this on the ground. Try this carefully so I don't spill the powder everywhere. All right, that's 1 scoop, and we got 1 more to go. Give it a second. All right. Boom. All right, let's see. I'm hoping for big things, I'm not gonna lie. I do like chocolate peanut butter, and because I do like the, oh man, this got everywhere. All right, I'll clean it up later. All right, here we go. Blend it up. This is, by the way, how I typically have Huel. Sometimes I have it in like a shake, let's say with like a banana, blueberries, all my vitamins and minerals. Sometimes, like I said, if I'm out and about, I just do it like this. Like I said, water, blender bottle, Huel, it's all you need. All right, here we go. See. Ooh. I'm going to be honest, 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5. Here's what I'm going to say. For some flavors of Huel, the flavor is like in your face. Like the banana flavor, one of my favorite flavors, very rich banana taste. It's a very like, I don't say intense banana, that sounds weird, but it's a very strong banana taste. The chocolate flavor, strong chocolate. Some of the other ones of Huel Black, I feel like are a bit more like low-key, if I'd even say it like that, where they're not as like a stronger taste. This to me kind of tastes like if you have like a sugar-free, light chocolate peanut butter. So for some people, I can actually see some people being into this. The only thing I will say is there is a bit of like an odd chalky taste at the end. I think that's what's kind of throwing me off. I think I will say this though, I like this better than the original peanut butter flavor. So I will say that. But when it comes to me, I'm one of those people that if I really like something, I'm like, why buy a bunch of other flavors if I'm used to it? Plus, for a lot of people with Huel, like myself included, sometimes I do make it with a blender bottle, but a lot of times I do make it in a blender. I'm probably going to make it with a lot of other stuff. So I can also see this being kind of useful if you already put like peanut butter in your blender and you don't want to be too peanut butter-y, if that makes sense. I can see this being a good way to add into other stuff because it's not so overpowering. But there's an odd, I'm not going to lie, like chalky-ish taste. It's growing on me a little bit. I'm going to say maybe 3.5, maybe 3.75 out of 5. And it's growing on me a little bit. It's not bad. But you know what it is? It's way more subtle. And I think for me, I like how chocolate has this very rich chocolate flavor. I like how with banana, it has a very rich banana flavor. So here's my honest opinion. I think I wouldn't buy this again. I think that I would continue buying the banana and chocolate flavors. Now, there are a few other things I do want to mention about Huel, and being more specific, Huel Black, in case you've never used it before, and some very quick pro tips and good pieces of information. First off, how do I use it? Let's start there. I want to stress the one thing I love about Huel, the reason why it's one of the most purchased products and supplements of all time is, like I said, it's a complete meal replacement supplement. And I got to be honest, it really does fill you up. This is a big question I get a lot. It really does fill you up. And as you can imagine, it is so convenient and easy to make. Whether you're going to work, whether you're traveling, whatever it is, whatever the case is, a lot of times, I'm not joking, I'll either bring the entire bag with me or maybe put like 2 scoops in like a Ziploc baggie, like a sandwich baggie, bring it with me. It doesn't need to be refrigerated, doesn't need to be microwaved or anything. All I need to do is just find water, bring my blender bottle, or sometimes like if I can't, or I don't have my blender bottle, just find a cup, put water in it, put some scoops. I will say it does get a little clumpy. Like if you ever use protein powder, it's kind of like that. But the big advantage to it is if you think about it, for about $3.30, to be able to at any time have a quick and especially super healthy meal is huge, especially for me because I travel a lot. If I'm on a road trip, way better than McDonald's. If I'm at the airport, the last time I went to the airport, I got a sandwich, a tuna sandwich, and I'm not making this up. This wasn't like a gourmet Gordon Ramsay sandwich. It was a like gas station style tuna sandwich, $17. $17, and they also, at the cash register, had the audacity to ask me if I wanted to tip. Speaking more about the advantages of Huel, what about losing weight? This is a big topic. I actually did a video about it a while ago about losing weight with Huel. Is Huel an actual good weight loss technique? Now, I want to stress, I am not a doctor and I never pretend to be one in any of my videos. I do want to mention that. When it comes to losing weight with Huel, overall, it depends on how you use it. So I do want to start there. Remember, calories in, calories out is real. If, let's say, you have 7 Huel shakes a day, yeah, it's probably going to be kind of tricky to lose weight if you're eating that much and not, let's say, working out and doing healthy activities. But I think the biggest thing when it comes to losing weight with Huel, and I will say this, I've gotten a lot of comments. I've done a bajillion videos about Huel on this channel. I have gotten a lot of comments of people saying, hey, Mark, I started taking Huel, I lost tons of weight and all this kind of stuff. The biggest thing is replacing. So let's say if you're at work, and as opposed to going out and grabbing, like say, Subway, you have Huel. In addition, let's say you just want a quick snack. You're feeling a bit hungry, but you're like, oh, I don't want to have chips. I just want a quick snack. A great thing about Huel, you can do just 1 scoop. Remember, 2 scoops is 400 calories, but of course, 1 scoop is 200 calories, 20 grams of protein in that 1 scoop too. So you're getting a lot of just good stuff. And I think that's the best advantage about Huel if you're looking to lose weight, is replacing basically bad stuff with good stuff. Because I think one issue with having good foods, 2, I think for a lot of people, 1 is the price. If you want to eat organic, high quality ingredient stuff, especially in this day and age, it can cost you a lot of money, and that's kind of unfortunate. The second thing is preparing it. Like, as you can imagine, when you're starving and you're like, oh, I have to like turn on my stove, preheat it, get these utensils out, get this out, do all the things to make a nice meal, or I could just get McDonald's or order on Uber Eats, some whatever. Sometimes the convenience and the time, all right, and the effort is gonna lead you to having something that's not the best for you. With Huel, super, super easy to make. And then in addition, when you look at the nutrient profile, one big thing I love about Huel Black specifically is the high protein amount. In case you know, when you have more protein, it does keep you fuller for longer. Protein is very good for you, and I want to make this point. I know protein gets a lot of, I think sometimes negative attention in terms of like, oh, well, protein's only for dudes, or protein is only for bodybuilders. If I eat protein, am I gonna get jacked? No. First off, you have to try really hard. And I mean really hard to get bigger at the gym. It may seem easy because when you go to the gym, you see all these people who are like, say, I might be jacked or be very muscular. It is very hard to get to that point. But then 2, not even just ignoring the gym or working out, protein is unbelievably good for you. The building blocks for a lot of your muscles and a lot of bodily functions and everything. And a big thing when it comes to especially losing weight is being fuller. And when you have more protein, it keeps you fuller for longer in a very healthy way that causes you to, like say, not pick up that bag of chips and a lot more. And on the other end, when it comes to Huel, speaking of another advantage, the yin and yang, let's talk about weight gain or building muscle or bulking or putting on weight. Huel is actually excellent for that. Now, for me, I typically have Huel once a day post-workout. I have Huel every single day, whether I'm working out or not, but typically I have it as my post-workout shake. I have whey protein before I work out, Huel after. My whey protein, I have the Kirkland protein from Costco. Not gonna lie, my favorite whey protein, right there, 65 grams of protein. I typically shoot for every day, in case you're curious, anywhere between 180 and 200 grams of protein per day. I currently right now weigh about 171, 172. I do also work out a lot. I do parkour, free running, calisthenics. I do a lot of fitness activities, so I want to say that. And I will say this, when it comes to Huel, when it comes to bulking, because I've gotten a lot of comments, it's kind of funny that I've gotten equally on this channel as many comments of people looking to lose weight with Huel as people looking to gain weight with Huel. And depending on how you use it, it's actually effective for both, as crazy as it is to say. Because the biggest thing when it comes to putting on muscle, bulking, gaining weight, is have more protein, have more calories. That's really it. The whole classic saying that abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym, also actually applies to your muscles. So a big thing I say to a lot of people is if you're looking to bulk up, put on muscle, have more protein. And one last thing I do want to talk about in this video, and I feel like I have to, living on only Huel. I do want to bring this up. This always comes up in comments in every one of my Huel videos because one, like I said earlier in this video, I did do it. I did live off only Huel years ago. It was actually with Huel White. Now with Huel Black, I feel like it'd be a lot easier to live off only Huel Black. I had 5 Huel shakes a day when I did that experiment. And here's the truth. Yes, you can. And I want to put can in a huge emphasis. You can live on only Huel. if you want to. You really can. The truth is, I don't think it's that healthy. I'm going to be blunt. Now, I think replacing one meal, excellent. One or two, also pretty good. But I do think having a balanced diet that's also a variety is very, very important. So let's say you're like, hey, Mark, I'm going to have Huel for breakfast. That way I can start my day, have Huel for breakfast. I'm also going to have Huel for lunch. That way I don't have to like bring food to the office. Who knows if someone steals it? It doesn't have to be put in the refrigerator or microwave. Like I remember when I did real estate and I was a real estate agent. I don't know why, but in my real estate office, we did not have a refrigerator or a microwave. So we, and most real estate agents would just go out and buy food every day. That can also add up a lot, right? So Huel's very convenient for that. But then you go home and let's say at night with family, let's say you're having dinner or you're hanging out with friends, you then have an actual meal. I do think it's important to use Huel as a replacement for maybe 1 to 2 meals during the day, but not as the end all be all. And I think for me, when it comes to using Huel, like I said, one, my main thing is having it every day as a good, high quality protein source with good macro and micronutrients. I also use it, like I said, post-workout, every time I work out. But I think in addition to that, the big thing I do love about it is that it's there if I need it. Like say it's been a crazy day and I don't feel like making food, I can have maybe 2 or 3 Huel shakes, right? But no matter what, I always make sure to mix up my food sources. This is the number one way to really continue to be healthy, by having good dark leafy greens, by having, like say, salmon, by having good fish, by having good chicken, by having just good actual food. And look at Huel, like I said, in some ways for certain meals as a good replacement. But as a big dietary aspect, look at it as just another thing to add into your diet that's a lot cheaper, healthier, and easier to make.